In 2000, we bought an abandoned 100-acre farm in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. We spent years cleaning it up, built a new house, and now are trying to make it a functional homestead farm. Welcome to Red Tool House.
Hello everybody, welcome to Red Tool House. In this video I want to talk about LED lighting and you're kind of switching out your lights on your homestead. I've got the barn and the wood shop down in the valley here and have been wanting to swap out the lights. I've got some old fluorescents, got some old incandescents, and of course even in the barn I don't even have any lights yet as we're still building that. But instead of putting in light fixtures that require a lot of electricity, a lot of the incandescents, or going with the old school fluorescents, the big long tube bulbs that the ballasts go bad every once in a while and you have to spend $20 or $30 to replace those, I wanted to look at swapping all those out with LEDs. Those could be screw-in LEDs, they could be fixed, all those type of things. So kind of the direction I want to go, look at reducing the energy consumption from regular lights. Well, one thing in doing so, and looking at that idea, there's a company that actually reached out to me, a company called SANSI, and they manufacture LEDs. And they sent me this security LED, a motion detector LED, to kind of try out and see what I thought of their products. So I'm going to unbox it here on this video, but we're also going to install it. I want to use it in the barn as motion detector, so as I come in the barn, I don't have to worry about fiddling with a light switch. I usually go down in the morning, sometimes before daybreak, and take care of the pigs, do those type of things. So I liked having those automatic lights kick on. So I'm going to look at this system they sent me. It's just a basic light kit, and congratulations for purchasing our product card here, and got our instruction manual. User's manual, I should say, and it is in English, which is good. You always like to start there. Now this system, and here's the actual system, it is a motion detected system that kicks on. So we have this system with these 4 bank of LEDs, which I think are pretty cool looking. And again, we'll see when we put them together exactly what kind of brightness we're getting out of that. But you can kind of see this 4 bank LEDs in each fixture there, and of course the motion detector. And the motion detector has a range setting, has a minute setting for your on time. How long you're going to leave it on. You have 5 or 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes are your options there. And of course there's a test option, so that would just leave it on constantly, I believe. So of course you adjust that. So we got the motion detector in place. It also comes with a gasket and a mounting bar. So when you attach it to a standard construction light fixture element, then it'll go in there. 2 lead wire, of course, and a ground. Nothing really out of the ordinary there. This is actually rated 0.26 amps. So pretty good, pretty good energy, low energy consumption there. So I'm believing, if I'm looking at this right, this is actually the install. If I read it, yes, it says this side up. So I'll actually read the instructions, know which direction to go. So be mounted on the wall this way. Obviously I can point that whatever direction I want to focus those light beams in the barn, and we'll see how it goes. So like I said, this company is SANSI. I'll put a link to their products. You can get it off Amazon. I'll put a link to their products in the show description, and that way you can find those there. But we'll check them out. Now what we're going to do is, this is day 1. This video will be released. I'm going to do a trial for 30 days. So I'm not just going to plug it in, turn it on, and say, hey, yeah, I like it. This is good. Maybe you guys ought to consider buying that. I want to give it a try. So I'm going to let it run for 30 days and see how they hold up. See if they last, see how bright they are, and just see what kind of output we're getting there. So we'll get to work installing it next. All right, so we're in the barn here, and my plan behind the camera here is the opening. This is where I would pull in with a side-by-side of the tractor or whatever. That's the exposed side. This is the back corner that's enclosed, and I've got this post here. I want to mount the light about right here. So as I turn the corner or the pigs come in, whatever the case may be, I can have that motion detector light up these areas. My feed locker is right behind the camera, so that's where I'm accessing that. So this will be good. And this actually gets it out of the weather. This light is weatherproof. So it doesn't have to be installed underneath an overhang, but I'm going to do that anyway. And what I'm going to do is install it here. I've already got electric here. This is this less than code piece of wire sticking out of the back side of the workshop has actually been there for, well, since we built it actually. So that Romex has started to break down. It's not very smart to do that. And this is where I'm going to not be your mom, but I'm going to preface and say, if you're not comfortable working with electricity, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth burning down your house, your barn, your workshop, whatever. If you are comfortable with it, just make sure you follow all your details. Obviously, turn off all your breakers. Even I've got my tester here, so I've even tested to make sure that even after I've turned off the breakers, it's not hot. Just make sure I didn't miss something or some monkey wired it up differently. That would be this monkey. So gone through and tested all that. And we're going to make it a little cleaner install. We're going to be a little bit more professional. Instead of just having a piece of Romex running up the back of the building there, we're going to put some conduit in and even a little, just a little junction box there so we can tile that in and get rid of this old Romex that has really started to degrade over time. So we'll just have that conduit coming up and just tie right into our junction box there, and that's where we'll go. You know, one thing I do like about this light that I've discovered so far, but I like to take things apart, and the one thing I've noticed with these lights is the circuit board. It's built pretty well. Yeah, you look at circuit boards and you see how they're soldered, and they're not soldered very well, or they don't have a lot of hardware put in it. This has not only the soldering looks good, but even the little bit of waterproofing material around the connections there. Really clean. Again, have no idea till you actually try it out and see how it does. But so far so good. And of course the thing that got my attention too as well was the way this thing mounts to the junction box. Put the backpack on there. So if you notice, this has a hole in the dead center of it where one mounting screw goes through. And so that screw is included. But with the junction box, of course, here's the adapter plate that comes with it. So take a standard metal junction box, and we would put it together like that. Well, once I get all my wiring done, of course, all I have to do is run that main screw through the center of that light, and it threads right in there. So of course, it's cupped, so it's self-centering, which I think is pretty neat. The fact that it all goes right in there and puts it together. So haven't put it in yet, so we'll see how it goes, but like that so far. I like to say that I waited until it got close to dark to test this, because I've been working on, I started this video about 2 hours ago. But that's the beauty of video editing. I can leave out all the foolishness in the last 2 hours of me trying to find the dead circuit. The circuit that I had here that's been hot, what I've thought's been hot for 15 plus years, was not hot. It was actually dead. Dummy me, I go flip the breaker off, think it's hot. No big deal. When I go to put everything together and turn it on, I got nothing. So long story short, I've been backtracking, been finding, and it's one of those deals where all I can say is when you go to make shortcuts elsewhere because you're running out of time, it's going to bite you in the butt somewhere. And that's where it bit me. When I was building the freezer, I took a daisy chain of my outdoor outlets and I didn't put them back together right. So they were disconnected. So it took me a while to find that. So point being, the install should not take 2+ hours on this. A lot of it is just me tracking the foolishness of my wiring. But impressed with the brightness of this so far. It is lighting up the barn nicely. It's still probably an hour before dark, so it's not completely dark, as you can see in the camera. It has adjustments for the sensitivity, and of course I can turn the lights, I can move the motion detector. The test will be where I've got it mounted if the motion detector picks me up as I come around the corner of the barn here. So we'll see. But I'm really happy with the brightness so far. I've got it in the test mode right now, so it's kicking on and kicking back off. But we'll give it a try. And like I said, the key to this is longevity. It looks good now. What's it look like in the next 30 days? So I'll do some quick little updates as we go along, and then after the end of the 30 days, then I can do an assessment on how well the lights worked. All right. Okay, fast forward over 30 days later, and the light's doing great. It's been triggered just the way I wanted it to. The motion detector is picking me up as I come around the corner here. As I tend the pigs or take care of feed, the light's kicking on. Really like the brightness. It's actually lighting up the whole corral area and everything. So I've been impressed. It's been a good light. Yeah, not a huge investment, obviously. So I definitely like the LED. And it obviously works in cold weather right now because it's 10 degrees. So I am freezing my butt off. So my plan is to continue to add LEDs. We're going to continue to put lights in the barn. Go swap out the lights in the workshop, get rid of all those old fluorescents, and put some good LEDs in. The company SANSI reached out to me, and they actually gave me a coupon code that you can use for 20% off if you would like to buy this light, which is a pretty good deal. So if you use the coupon code, I'll put that in the description below, and you can use that at checkout and get 20% off when you order from Amazon. All right, well, I hope this was useful. Again, we'll do product reviews every once in a while of things that make sense on the homestead and I feel may be useful for you all as well. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/redtoolhouse, and we'll see you later. Take care.